That's one of the best tools that I've ever used for Spartan Race training is What is going on YouTube? Dallas here with a video. If you're here for the first time, welcome. If you're back for my subscribers, welcome. I appreciate you and I appreciate you watching this video. This video is going to be a little bit different today. One of my good friends from Twitter asked me to do an interview, so this is going to be the interview. Funny story about Spartan Race Warriors. They messaged me back in September, and I'm not on Twitter that much, so like I probably didn't get the message in time, and then I responded back and was like, oh, can I still do this? He's like, yeah, you can still do it, that's fine. So shout out to Spartan Race Warriors, give them a follow. I'm gonna put the link in the description for their website. Make sure you check out their website and all that good stuff. What he did was he sent me some questions. I have them right here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna read the question and then I'm going to answer them. First things first, my name is Dallas. I'm 31 years old, been married for about 7 years now. I have a 1-year-old, beautiful, beautiful baby. I've always liked fitness and everything, but what really got me into fitness was Spartan Race. It really opened my eyes, and it just made me actually appreciate life, appreciate nature, appreciate the world for what it is, appreciate to get muddy. And there's something beautiful that happens when you get muddy. I don't know, you feel more in tune with things. It's really different. It was actually pretty funny what I expected for my first Spartan race, because you know, on the bottom it says the expected time, how long it should take. So I'm like, all right, my first race was a sprint. It was in Amesbury, Massachusetts, and I was like, all right, I can run a 5K in about a half hour. So I would say with obstacles, maybe it's gonna take about 45 minutes, an hour tops. Wrong. It took me about probably well over 2.5 hours, because again, I was a big guy before, and I missed so many obstacles. And every single time, obviously, you guys probably should know already that when you can't do an obstacle, you have to do 30 burpees. So I had to do over 150 burpees that day. It was terrible, but it's definitely not what I expected. But I was hooked ever since, and I can't stop doing them now. I just can't. As far as my training, I actually took my training pretty serious, because even though I was bigger, I was still competitive. So I was like, all right, I want to do well. I want to be able to rank myself, because we had a team compiled, and I'm like, I want our team to do pretty well. So, you know, I would run probably 3 or 4 times a week. I would run 3 miles. I would do burpees. I would do this and do that. Sometimes I would just do 50 burpees. I would do them either at home. I would do it at the gym. But all I would do really, I would just run and do burpees. I didn't really focus on my upper body that much. I probably should have, because I struggled getting up the walls. I'm 6'5", so even me getting up a 6-foot wall, I struggle with. I couldn't do it. I would say some of the best tips that I can give you is, if you're first starting off, focus on your upper body. Focus on your body weight. Focus on your running. The running has to be the base, but at the same time, focus on elevated running. So if you're going to be running, put the treadmill all the way up and just walk without holding onto the handles. Just walk up. Then eventually, lower it and start running up if you could. If not, Stairmaster. Use the Stairmaster, use the Stairmaster, use the Stairmaster. I think that's one of the best tools that I've ever used for Spartan Race training is Stairmaster. I'm telling you, you can't go wrong with it. If you just hang out on the Stairmaster for a half hour with a weighted vest, I'm telling you, you're gonna breeze through that mountain. You're gonna go up and down, no problem whatsoever. The training routine that I have now is pretty much interval functional training. I do a lot of pull-ups. I do a lot of pull-up holds. So I'll hold on to the bar and then just hang out there for a little bit. I'll work on my grip, so I'll hang one-handed. I do a lot of monkey bar work. I do a lot of you know what? If you have a baby, hold on to your baby and work on your grip, because when you're bringing up the bucket, I'm telling you, it's gonna go a long, long way. So what I do is I carry my baby and I go up and down the stairs. That's really good training, I promise you. That's 30 pounds right there. So it works. The first race, I wore normal clothes. I wore a regular cotton tank top and I wore some regular shorts and I wore some regular shoes. Bad idea. It was such a bad idea because you felt the weight. It weighed you. I actually took it off and threw it out. I threw out my shirt, and I didn't have the physique, but I was like, you know what? I can't take this weight right now because it's so much weight. It's weighing me down. So what I wear now, if I wear a shirt, is I wear a compression shirt, and that'll wick the moisture away. Bugs. That'll wick the moisture away. And as far as my sneakers, I don't wear regular sneakers. I wear trail sneakers. Trail sneakers are the best for me. They work best for me. Like when I'm going up and down the mountains, I feel like I have so much more traction. I started using trail sneakers back in 2016, and it helped such a long way. I train with my trail sneakers just so I can get used to it, and then I run with my trail sneakers so I can get used to it. But I obviously run on a trail. I don't run on cement with the trail sneakers. You'll get shin splints if you do that. So yeah, I use compression and trail sneakers. Big win, major key. So for race day, what I actually do, let's back up a little bit. 2 days before, I make sure I get a really good night's sleep, because I know the day before I'm not going to be able to sleep well. My heart is going to be racing. I'm going to be very anxious. I'm going to be super excited. You know, it's like going to Disneyland, but you're nervous, you're anxious, you can't sleep, everything. I kind of love it. But for actual race day, I do make sure I eat, even though you're not going to be hungry. I make sure I have some oatmeal. I make sure I have some nice carbs. I have a banana. I have some water. And the night before, I make sure I have a lot of water. You don't go crazy, but make sure you have a lot of water to make sure you're nice and, I was about to say moisturized, but to make sure you're nice and hydrated. As far as my warm-ups, what I usually do is I'll usually keep on running back and forth. I'll do some dynamic stretching, not the static stretching, because I want my body to warm up. So I do a lot of movements, I do a lot of flexing. I won't really do burpees because we all hate burpees and I kind of want to save my energy for that. So I do a lot of dynamic stretching. I kind of run up and down the hill. Sometimes they'll have like some hills that you can run. So I'll run up and down the hills, I'll do that. You know, I just try to get my body moving out. I want to get a little sweat before I start. I'll do a little shadow boxing in the corner because I don't want to be looking crazy. Like, you know what I mean? I don't want to be looking crazy. But you just gotta do whatever you gotta do in order to get ready for the race, get your mind prepared for the race, just get mentally focused for the race. That's pretty much what I do for that. I'd probably say my most feared obstacle is the rope climb, because I've worked on my grip for such a long time, and my grip has gotten better, and since then I have been able to successfully get the rope climb. But the rope climb is always a challenge, because usually they put it on like a sneaky spot, like right when you get up the hill and you're kind of gassed already, and then you see the rope, you're like, ah, you know. So the rope climb, I hate it. I don't like the rope climb. The other thing that I hate, because I'm so tall, is they have this rig where they have a hanging rope, they have the monkey bars, and then they have something else. Because the rig is so low, I really have to like tuck underneath because my limbs are so long. So like sometimes my feet might accidentally touch the ground, and it's kind of a bummer for me, because if it was higher, I would have a little bit better advantage. But you just kind of have to make it work. The only other obstacle race that I ran was a terrain race, and that was back in May. And compared to Spartan, it was like day and night. I probably wouldn't do another terrain race, only if someone hasn't done an obstacle course race before and they want me to do it with them. I'd probably do it, but honestly, the price was good. It was like really inexpensive compared to Spartan Race, but the way everything was organized, I'm probably gonna stick with Spartan, you know? I don't necessarily train specifically for one obstacle. What I train is I train my grip and I focus on different types of grips. So whether from holding on the bar, what I'll do is there's a lat pull down string that you can get that I hold on the rope and pretty much work on my pull-ups that way. What I also do is sometimes I'll take the treadmill, pull it elevated, and then grab maybe a weight and then walk up the treadmill. Why am I doing? I'll walk up the treadmill with the weight just so I can get used to walking up and down mountains that way. But as far as specifics, I don't really train for obstacles because you know they switch it up on you sometimes. You'll go in thinking one thing and then you won't be prepared. So you have to be prepared for anything. That's what I say. As far as my goal for Spartan Race, I wouldn't say I've reached it, but I would say that I've reached a milestone. My goal was to first complete one burpee list, which I've done, and my second goal was to get my trifecta last year, which I've done. So what I want to do is I want to continue getting better with my racing, continue getting better. I actually want to start ranking, getting ranked. So I need to focus more on my training, focus more on my weak points. My weak points is my barbed wire crawl. I can do it, but I can't do it fluently. So I have to work on the fluidity of that. But you know how sometimes they put it uphill, but either way, I can get it done. I know I can get it done. I do want to be sponsored eventually, what I do want to do is I do want to be on the Spartan Pro team. That would be the ultimate goal. You know, I don't want to just pass a race. I don't just want to just say, okay, I've done it. No, I want to beast it. I want to kill it, and I think that'll determine on how you're racing. And the goals for my life, man, that's a really good question. My goal is to just be like a really good personal trainer, and I think good personal trainers, they lead by example. They show you things without physically telling you. They show you by their actions. They show you by their lifestyle, and they show you by just what they're doing on their day-to-day basis. And I feel like I'm working towards those steps. So I think eventually I am going to become extremely successful no matter what route I go. But I really thank you for the time, and I appreciate you listening. If you like this video, please like, subscribe. More videos like this coming soon. Again, the link is in the description below for Spartan Race Warriors. Check it out. I'm gonna see you on the next one because we gonna get it in. Oh yeah, we gonna get it in.